friends, and they tell me that the hardest part of being gay is having to like come out to your parents, but they only have to do that once. I have to come out to my parents as straight every other week. I'm like, hey mom, I'm going on a date. She's like, oh, what's his name? You know how when you send a girl to Catholic school, later in life, she gets really into like crystals and not showering? I think we have a few in the audience tonight. Well, I went to a military school, so I'm really into having long hair and men. A lot of people are surprised when I say that I went to a military school. I don't really look like a cadet. I kind of look more like an indoors kid. I did not fit in there at all. Everyone was there for like, doing drugs or dealing drugs. I was just failing all my classes in high school, and my parents got together and they were like, how would a family in a sitcom solve this? Everyone there, they were all these like tough, big guys. They were always fighting each other. And I don't fight. I'm a pacifist, which is a white person way of saying I'm a pussy. I came up with a brilliant plan to blend in though. I told everyone that I was from Detroit. You can laugh at that line. I am not from Detroit. But don't get me wrong, nobody loves to pretend to be from the D more than suburban white people not from Detroit. My mom especially, she wears all like the pro-Detroit apparel. Nobody from Detroit would ever wear. Like shirts that say, bitch, I'm from Detroit. My mom's from a small town in UB. She's not from anywhere. My personal favorite she wore the other day, Detroit versus everybody. I pulled her down and I was like, Mom, we're from Birmingham. We are the everybody. She was adamant though. She's like, no, I know people from Detroit and they really wear this stuff. But by from Detroit, you just meant Southfield. I think what bothered me a lot about military school was everyone there was always fighting. They were always fighting, they were always trying to prove each other that they were straight. Like they do all like kind of the games that straight dudes play to prove how straight they are. They're like, hey, would you suck a dick for $100? No way, I'm not gay. They don't even say $100. It's always something ridiculous. They come up to me, they're like, hey Beau, would you suck a dick for $1 million? Yeah. You wouldn't? They were surprised at that answer. That's not homosexuality, that's fiscal responsibility. Honestly, I would do it for the 100. My generation is, everyone says that my generation is like kind of the most narcissistic. I don't think that's true. I think that that's the greatest generation because they named themselves that. They're so defensive. My grandpa's like, oh, you kids, you don't know what it's like to be a man. I'm like, Grandpa, a single shove will kill you. All of my grandparents act like they're hot shit, but like they're a single light shove away from me collecting inheritance. My generation is kind of messed up though. I think it's because of the assemblies that we had when I was a kid. We had a really weird one. It was in middle school. I remember they rounded all 500 of us up, and we sat in the gym while our principal shouted, hey kids, stop sending nudes to each other. I was in the 7th grade. I don't think I'd ever had a boner yet in my life. I didn't know that sending nudes was an option until they told me not to do it. Our assemblies were weird. I feel bad for my grandparents though. They had much worse assemblies. I asked my grandpa the other day, like what assemblies he had, and he told me the two he remembered were don't play on the train tracks and what to do in the event of a nuclear strike. Those were equal in their eyes. Thank you, it is funny. My generation is great though, like we're really good with technology. I was on the computer before I knew how to read. I had an iPod Touch before all of my friends. It was awesome. It was a little traumatic though, because my iCloud was synced up to my family members, and sometimes it would download apps from them without me realizing. So I remember one day I was like playing Temple Run on my iPod Touch, which is a very old-fashioned sentence, and I got an alert that said, "Warning, your period will start in 2 days." I don't know what to do. I went up to my mom, and I'm like, "Mom, I got something to tell you. I think I'm becoming a woman." We got it sorted out though. Just, you know, it was iCloud and we all had the app. So we were all getting our period in the next 2 days. My generation also is the post 9/11 generation, which according to the adults I know is a very big deal. I was born in 2000, so I was alive for it. I wasn't very concerned with it at the time. I remember just like as a kid crawling around, I'm like, why is mom watching the TV and crying? Better get back to learning what sounds all the animals make. That's like the biggest thing that they teach you when you're a kid, is like what sound every individual animal makes. I lived in suburban Michigan. I don't think I've ever been to a farm. None of that information has come in use at all. I think it's weird because some people, whenever a big event happens, they will compare it to 9/11. People are like, oh my God, there was an insurrection at the Capitol. This is just like 9/11. There's a pandemic. The country's shutting down. This is just like 9/11. The Game of Thrones ending sucked. Oh my God, this is just like 9/11. And they compare everything to it. In this year alone, we've had like 20 9/11s. I'm gonna stop talking about that one. You can yourself. Oh, it's I like the weather. I like rainy weather, because it kind of reminds me of hope. Because this sort of weather, when I was a kid, meant that I might not have to play my Little League game that night. I hated Little League. Everyone else took it so seriously, and I did not care at all. I remember there was a big championship game, and we lost. And everyone on my team was crying. They were bawling their eyes out. And I was like, guys, we're 7. It's okay. This isn't gonna matter. My coach pulled me aside because I wasn't crying, and he's like, Beau, you don't care about this game. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I was far more concerned with like what color Gatorade I was getting after the game. I couldn't tell you like anything about the score or like what outing or inning was. I was too busy keeping track of what mother was bringing the snack that week. Like I kind of had a list set out, and I was like, all right, Mrs. Johnson's this week. That's pretty good. She brings homemade cookies. Mrs. Jackson is next week. Kind of bad. She usually just brings in like sterile, like off-brand chips. I get really nervous during the cha-cha slide when he tells me to walk it by myself. I'm bad at dancing, even for a white guy. Like, I like songs that tell you how to dance. I like the YMCA, I like the cha-cha slide, and I like the Cupid shuffle most of all. You know, I can go to the left, I can go to the right, I can pick. But then he says to walk it by yourself, and that is way too much creative freedom for me. While we're talking about music, I don't even know if this is going to be relevant anymore, but the Steve Miller Band always bothers me with their song, The Joker. I don't think that anyone is calling Steve Miller half the nicknames that he claims he is. Some people call me the Space Cowboy. No, they don't. No one's like, hey, what's up, Space Cowboy? Hey, you gotta meet my friend. He's the gangster of love. I deleted Tinder the other day finally. Tinder is fun though. I really like, a lot of people are very defensive on Tinder. Like some people, their bios will just say, I'm loyal. Okay. I wasn't gonna question your loyalty until you told me that you were loyal. That's like if you're buying a car and the salesman's like, all right, it's got good mileage, it's great, it's good for off-roading, and it won't explode. What did you say? Oh yeah, the car, it won't explode. Well, I wasn't concerned about exploding in the first place. Now that you've brought it up, that's all I'm gonna be thinking about. Oh, let's talk about Jeffrey Epstein for a minute. What a wacky guy. No, I remember talking to a friend, like right after all the news about him broke up. And we're talking about, I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. And he's like, yeah, man, the sex slavery, that's all horrible. Sex slavery is a horrible thing, unless it's consensual. I was like, what? Who would consent to that? He's like, I don't know, some people are into it. Don't kink shame. Don't kink shame? I will shame you if you scrape your fork on your teeth when you're eating. Like, that is way beyond the line that I would cross. I'm running out of bits. I think that it would suck. Thought I had 15 minutes and I didn't. I think it would really suck. I think the worst way to die would be just to get shot with an arrow. Because if you're shot with a gun, it's like, all right, that's over. Like, that's good. If you're shot with an arrow, like, you're just gonna die slowly. You still have enough time to write out your last will and testimony while the arrow is still in you. All right, thank you.